Bill Kristol is editor of the Weekly Standard and a Fox News political analyst. And turning your attention, before we get to the polling, Bill, to something else, you say that the White House is panicking, and that's reflected in that release from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. Can you explain that?
Sure. There's no serious economist or energy expert who thinks this is a good time to release oil from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. Oil prices have actually topped out. It's been going down the last 3-4 weeks. In any case, this is a very small release. And it doesn't address the issue. Why doesn't the president give permits for drilling around the country? Why doesn't he tell his Environmental Protection Agency, which is part of his administration, to allow natural gas to be found and brought up in the domestic in the United States, where there turns out to be a ton of it? So it's not a serious energy policy matter. It's a political decision. And what strikes me the most, and the reason I think he's panicking, is it's all politics now, all the time. If you do a poll, people think the wealthy should pay more taxes. So let's break up the budget talks by insisting on tax increases for the wealthy. If you do a poll, people kind of like infrastructure spending. So let's break up the budget talks also by insisting on spending, even though these are supposed to be talks about reducing spending and getting the deficit down. And most strikingly, John, last night for me was the president's announcement of that September 2012 deadline, cutting the fighting season in half next year and really putting at risk our achievements in Afghanistan. I mean, it is really remarkable when our troop deployment schedule is being determined by David Axelrod, not by David Petraeus.
It also comes on the heels of the comments yesterday from Ben Bernanke, the chairman of the Federal Reserve, who said that this economy is not growing even as quickly as the Federal Reserve had expected it would.
Right, and so the quantitative easing, which Ben Bernanke tried and which the president, of course, supported, doesn't seem to have worked either. He could now, at this moment, get serious about dealing with the problems that we need to address. He could try to work with Republicans on domestic policy. He could have given the commanders, General Petraeus and the other commanders on the ground, what they need to make Afghanistan much more likely to be a success. And instead, and I say this honestly, in distress, because I think it's very bad for the country and heralds a very difficult next year and a half, he's decided to demagogue on taxes, demagogue on energy policy. And as I say, and I really do find shocking, I do think follow the advice of David Axelrod rather than David Petraeus in determining what our troop schedule and troop deployment should be in Afghanistan.
Bill Kristol from the Weekly Standard. We'll be talking about all of those things in the hours ahead. Bill, thank you.